Spurs Nation? Game 2 of the NBA Summer League. Here to give my post-game thoughts, my quick post-game thoughts. So, I really don't want to talk about the team play because obviously I want to give them a break because this is their first time, not their first time, but their second time playing together as a unit. It's like, this is basically like a brand new team going into the Summer League. However, it is a part of the game, so I'm going to touch on it a little bit, just the things that really irritated me watching the game. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, I've seen a lot of stagnant play. You know, a lot of times the players look like they didn't know what to do when they got the ball. A lot of people were just standing there, no movement. And maybe it's because I'm a guy who prefers the motion offense over the pick and roll offense. You know, I like a lot of body and ball movement. I just hate to see people just standing there. So when the offense broke down, seeing a lot of people standing instead of cutting and moving. And that, it was okay, you know, because our shots was falling in the first half. But once our shots stopped falling in the second half, because we ain't getting quality looks, you know, we wasn't getting a lot of quality looks. And when you got to continue to make tough shots, it's at some point you're going to start missing those shots, unless you just have an amazing night. Now, when you talk defensively, also it was not just the stagnant play. I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. Not just the stagnant play, but it was a lot of sloppy play, which led to turnovers. And that's another key. You can't turn the ball off. I haven't looked at the stats yet. I'm going to look at it later. But I'm pretty sure we had over 12 turnovers. I don't know why I didn't look at the stats and put the stats in my notes, but I'm sure we had over 12 turnovers, certain. And you can't win basketball games turning the ball over at that high clip. Now, I wonder if most of the turnovers came in the second half. That's the stat I really want to look up. Did most of our turnovers happen in the second half? Because that would be telling of how the offense was running in the second half and how they caught up and eventually won the game. On the defensive side of the ball, we do a horrible job in stopping penetration. Now, I'm not going to give no breaks for that because obviously you don't need to know your team that you're playing for to keep a player in front of you. It was moments in that game where it was no pick and roll. The player just flat out drove by him. That can't happen on a high level. That's something that we need to clean up. You got to be able to stay in front of your man. So that was unacceptable to me when I seen it. You should be able to keep the player in front of you. At least make it hard for him to penetrate and get to the lane. Same with the transition defense. The transition defense was poor. Nobody was stopping the ball. It was like they went from that end of the court to that end of the court with no resistance. And you can't do that. And that irritated me watching that. So it caught up to us in the second half. Just like poor offense, turnover the basketball, not being able to stop penetration, poor on transition defense, led to them chopping away at that lead and eventually taking a game. So that's my and cleaning up the rebounds. There was times where we did get defensive stops, but we didn't finish it. We didn't finish the defense. And to finish the defense, you got to get the defensive rebound. There was plenty of times where they was getting second chance opportunities. You can't win like that. You got to clean up the defensive end with the board. You make a silent stance, they miss the shot, you clean up that rebound. You clean up with the rebound. And we wasn't doing it. And that's an important part. I think Pat Riley said that defensive rebounds is key to winning championships. And he's absolutely right. If you're giving other teams, definitely in this league, where people can shoot your lights out, you don't want to give them a second opportunity to get a shot up. So we definitely got to do better on cleaning the boards up. And so I'm gonna go into the players that I was keying on. Obviously the rookies and the players who stood out to me thus far. Wesley, he was aggressive, again, oozing with confidence. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well this game. Even though I believe he got fouled in the first half a few times driving, they ain't give him the call. But that's what happens. You got to continue to play, which he did, and that's what I like about Wesley. He doesn't go into his shell when he's shooting. When he's shooting the ball poorly, he ain't go into his shell, and that was important for me to see. He made me a believer. He made me a believer yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, the last game. But he made me even more of a believer when he's missing his shots, but he's still putting them up with confidence. I'm gonna miss 30 shots, but still confident that other shot is gonna go in. The next shot's gonna go in. That's the type of player I love, because he can shoot the ball. He can score. So you don't want a player that can score, miss a couple shots and get timid. He ain't get timid. He still put him up. He still drove with aggression. He was still out there doing his thing, and I love that. And he rose to the occasion. He hit 2 big threes in the late fourth quarter stretch. 2 big threes. Confident. And that's what I love about Wesley. He made me into a believer. When I first started talking about these draft picks, I didn't watch a lot of Wesley in college, a game here and there. I didn't see. I thought he would be spending a lot of time in Austin, right? A lot of time in Austin. Actually, I thought Malachi Branham would be, getting more time with the first team than Wesley. So, yeah, he kind of surprised me. So, in mentioning Malachi, I'm gonna go into him next. He shows ability. He shows his ability when he attacks, when he aggressive. And I need to see more of that. He need to be more assertive. He was one of the guys I seen just standing there. He need to be more assertive. The big man is in trouble. He picked up his dribble. Go to the ball. Ask for it. Give me the ball. And then ask for the screen. Go get yours. That's what I need to see more from Malachi Branham. He got it in his toolbox. We seen it. We seen it in college. He got it in his toolbox. I don't know why he ain't playing with that confidence. I don't know if it's the coaches saying, okay, Wesley is our primary. Primo is our primary. You got to get your shots off them. I don't know if that's what the coaches is telling him, but he just looked like he's deferring. Like, he's not really into the game. A lot of his shots falling short. It's like, come on, you got to... And these is wide open shots he's taking. That's falling short. I don't know if he's lacking confidence or what, but when he shows aggression and he shows like, I'm gonna get my shot off, he looks smooth, and we need to see more of that. And so, me personally, I think he's going to spend time in Austin for sure. I don't see him getting a lot of minutes with the first team this year. Primo, his thing is, but I noticed this game, and in the game before, and a little bit throughout the season last year, he dribbles into crowds. He goes down blind alleys, and it gets him in trouble. It makes his shot selection poor because he gets stuck and has to throw up some stuff that he shouldn't be throwing up as a professional player. I think, he got to see where he's going. See the lane that you're driving down. If you can't just drive into players, if you see that the lane is closing up, kick it out. Curry is the best in it. I think Stephen Curry is the best in the league at this. He's the best. When he drives, when the lane closes, he kicks it and he sprints back to the 3-point line. He don't kick it and just stand there. Try to throw up a crazy shot. The lane not there. Okay, I'm gonna kick it out and sprint to the 3-point line, get the ball back, go off a screen, shoot. He's constantly moving. And Primo need to see that. Maybe if you probably not to sprint into the 3-point line. I don't know if that's our system, because Golden State plays like a motion offense, a little bit of a motion offense. So obviously Curry won't sprint back to the 3-point line. I think every player should do it anyway. But what I want him to do is what Steph Curry does. He sees the lane closing in, and before he gets too deep in trouble, he kicks it out and sprints back to the 3-point line. You know, instead of just trying to drive and force that layup, forcing yourself to get to the basket, play the game simple. Okay, they closing in. There's no alley. I'm gonna kick it out, start over, restart the offense. And that's something I think he needs to work on. Again, these are 19-year-old kids. They got a lot of time to develop. So, you know, I ain't trying to be hard on these players. I'm just analyzing the game as I see it. Again, I mentioned he need to have better shot selection, and better shot selection I'm talking about is when he's driving. You know, you don't have to force it. You don't have to force a layup. You don't have to force a shot. See the lane closing, kick it out, restart the offense. He needs to get stronger as well. I notice a lot of times he get bumped off the basketball a lot, or bumped off his pass a lot. I mean, bumped off his path a lot. So that's something I think he needs to get stronger. Again, he's 19. He don't got his grown man body yet, so he's going to develop that. But he definitely needs to get stronger. When he's trying to penetrate, they easily just bump him off his path. So that's something he needs to improve in. But down the stretch, again, he looks more aggressive in the fourth quarter. I wish he plays that more aggressive and confident. It's like he waits for the fourth quarter to come alive. Now, was he making all the shots? No, but again, it's about confidence, right? How he looks, how, you know, comfortable he looks. The first 3 quarters for these last 2 games, it's like he's nonchalant. He's like, okay, I'm gonna just get everybody else involved, you know, super nonchalant. And then the fourth quarter, he just turns it on. You know, if that's, you know, he can't do that every game, because now you're the star, or not the star, but you're gonna be probably one of the primary players coming into this season. Obviously, Vassell was going to be probably the primary, like the number one in this offense, and Big Body Davis is probably going to get the second bulk of the shots. But after that, it's Primo. So you can't just say, oh, the fourth quarter, I'm just going to start being aggressive. Because what happens if we go into a game, Vassell was having an off night. Johnson is not having a good night. I probably said Big Body Davis. If I said Davis, I meant Johnson. And I'm not even going to go, you know, do a new video. I'm just keep it rolling. Because I'm thinking about Big Baby Davis. And I call, you know, Spurs fans know we like to call Johnson Big Body because, you know, that's his thing. But yeah, anyway, so next is Primo. If these two having a bad game, you can't say, okay, I'm just keep deferring into the fourth quarter. No, if they're having a bad game, you got to start being assertive right away, you know, to pick up for the team. So he comes on in the fourth quarter. I would like to see a more aggressive Primo, you know, consistently throughout the game. Start off that way. And I believe I said the same thing in my video, my post-game thoughts of the last game. He can't stop. He can't be deferring for the first 3 quarters and then just turn it on in the fourth quarter. No, definitely with this team, because with this team, he is one of the probably the second, if not the first option. So that's something that he needs to work on. He definitely was playing hard in the fourth quarter. He turned on the fourth quarter. He made a big play, tying up Kuminga. I think that's how you say his name. In the fourth quarter, he tied him up for the jump ball. That was a key play. So he really comes alive in the fourth quarter, which I like. You like a player confident in the fourth quarter. At least he's not shy going into the fourth quarter. Now, the players that stood out to me, I think Barlow did a solid job this game on Wiseman. I think he played a good defensive game when they had one-on-one matchups. I still think he needed to do a little bit better on the screen, on his pick and roll defense. Carlton, he stood out to me today, this game. Carlton stood out on the offensive glass. He was getting a lot of second chance points for us. He was playing big down there, so shout out to Carlton. I don't know his first name, because obviously he just stood out to me. He stood out to me. He caught my attention. So no disrespect, but shout out to Carlton. To me, he done well on the offensive rebounds. I'm gonna look forward to seeing him next game. Also, another player who stood out to me is these last 2 games, Days, number 38. He's 6'7", out of LSU, and strong, very, very strong. He's mobile enough to play on the perimeter. He to be able to guard switches on pick and rolls and stuff like that. He's solid out there. So for the second game, I didn't see the stats yet, but he stood out to me this game. This is the second straight game. The first game, he went 5 for 7 for 11 points, 7 rebounds in 18 minutes. And this game, he had another solid game. This game, I think he might get some time. Not on the first team, but I believe he might get a contract. If he continue playing like this, he's going to get a contract for the Spurs. If he don't get a contract for the Spurs, somebody's going to pick him up. He plays strong. Somebody's going to pick him up. If he continues this play, though. If he fall off the cliff, then maybe not. But that's a guy to look out for. Days, play number 38, 6'7", forward out of LSU that we signed as an undrafted free agent. So I don't know if he's going to get cut. I say he's going to stay. I say if he continue playing like this, he's going to be in Austin. We're going to keep him. I believe we're going to keep him. If we end up cutting him, then the team's going to pick him up ASAP. So yeah, and that's my post game thoughts. Can't wait to the next game. Next game should be good, should be entertaining. Definitely going to keep my key players I'm going to key in on. I'm not going to key in on Wesley because I think I haven't, I've seen enough. Only thing he got to do is basically continue to develop. So the players I'm going to be keying in on next game, it's going to be Primo. I want to see a more aggressive Primo from the beginning. Malachi, I want to see a more comfortable and confident Malachi Branham. Going to be looking at Days, see if he have another solid game, because consistency matters. Got to be consistent. Carlton, I'm going to be looking at him more this next game, because he was beasting on those boards, and that's important. I like guys who beast on the boards, and he was a beast on the boards for sure. Cleaning up on, giving a second chance points. So yeah, so it was a good, exciting game. Can't wait to the next game. Talk to y'all soon.